Alright, so home base is ready. I want to point out a couple key things, key reminders. So I only run one single hot wire in here. In my corners, because I use these step-in posts, I turn them around backwards. So the wire actually runs behind the post there, but that's just to give it more kind of rigidity. They tend to, even though the little foot on the post faces in normally, they tend to bend less when I do this, and you're not going to snap your little clip off that way. All the other ones I put in this direction. Anywhere where there was a little hole in the fence or a change in the topography, I just put a cinder block. This is the only place I needed to do that, but a couple cinder blocks there. They'll hit that hot wire long before they have a chance to get under the fence. I use one of these little spring gates here at the pallet. That's where I enter and exit through. And then just a piece of chain to that T-post to keep them from pushing that pallet back. The single wire runs about 4 inches off the ground all the way around. That's pig nose height. Sometimes you find old old fence posts. Get rid of that. And the pigs will have free reign of this for probably about 2 weeks till they learn the barrier, and I'm confident that they're going to respect the fence out there in the woods, and then they will be out there. Look at all that grass. Oh, there's a woodpecker. I don't know if we can see that guy. Let's see if we can get out there. You see that woodpecker? Just barely. Pretty birds. Anyway, I had a little bit of a potential catastrophe the other day. This tree used to be quite a bit taller. There's the rest of it. Fell onto the fence. Luckily it was a mostly dead tree, so that's all the damage it did, but it did pop this panel off, broke all the zip ties. We can see they're still broken here. So I need to get out there and re-zip tie that. I like to leave dead logs here for the pigs to chew on. There's their waterer. And just use these pig nipples. The pig bites down on that, you can see the water comes out. That'll last quite a while for these piglets. All around. There's the only spot it's touching right now on that stump. I can hear it popping, but that's minor. And this charger's only charging one piece of wire, so I could probably have this thing touching the ground in multiple spots and still carry 10,000 volts. Comes around and then we're back to home base. There's the charger. It's got a little solar panel. I can hook that up to a wall outlet too if I need to. And then I'm using the fence itself as a ground, because all these T-posts are about as good a ground as you're ever going to get. So that's it. The pigs just went into this shelter. Hey guys. So they'll come out and explore in a little while. There's 12 of them in there. But right now, they just want to kind of chill. When they get used to their area, then they'll come out and explore. And then the feeder. This is just something I cobbled together years ago. I only use this when they're piglets. After about a week or two, as soon as they go out into the woods, they're going to the big commercial hog feeder. But they can lift these panels with their face. Boom. Eat. And good, you know. Some weaknesses with it. Rain gets down in there, makes the food all sloppy. The pigs will tear the doors off probably next week. There you can see the feed right down through there. So rain's gonna get down in there, but this is super temporary. My loss will be minimal, so it's all good. I hope this helps you set up your pig structures. So it's time to build the home base for the piglets this year. They'll be showing up here in less than 2 weeks, and I wanted to kind of film how I set it up and some key pointers that'll keep you from having any kind of difficulty like sick pigs, etc. So you got to pick an area that's not low down and damp. So this is some higher ground on our property, right behind the barn. I'll clear these pallets out of the way, clear up some of that. I'll leave the logs for the pigs to play with. So ideally you won't be in a cold, damp area. I'll get their shelter in here. It's going to be hog panels, about 16 feet each panel, so 2 panels by 2 by 2 by 2, so a 32-foot walled per side perimeter. I'll leave all these stumps and bushes. The piglets will have fun ripping that stuff up. All this grass will stay, although it won't stay for long. And we'll get this set up on some high ground so the pigs thrive. So I will I guess take various footage as I get it done so you can see how I set it up. Like last year, we're using this calf shelter. This will hold, I'm getting 14 piglets. This will hold all 14 no problem at first. Have to add a second shelter later on, but I'll put some straw in there. But this is on a very high area. We won't have to worry about it staying cold or holding water. And I will run the cattle panel for the physical barrier right behind it, right through there. Should work very nicely. Before you start driving T-posts, there's a couple key things you need to consider. So first, you need to kind of lay out all your cattle panels or hog panels in a kind of a loose perimeter, so you know where your posts are going to be. I put posts at the end of each post and then one in the middle, so 3 T-posts per panel, but you have overlap. So anywhere that the panels are going to overlap, you need to overlap them by kind of one rung or whatever you want to call this dimension here. That should sit over top of that on the same post, and then the T-post is going to go either on this one or this one, and you'll zip tie it so that both panels are secured to the post and you have a little overlap to lend strength. The post will go on the outside on the overlaps. The post will go on the inside in the center to lend more rigidity to the whole perimeter. And then you just kind of lay out your panels, get yourself a decent perimeter. You don't want it too narrow. I actually have it a little too narrow here, so I got to expand this a bit. Otherwise, you want the pigs to be comfortable. You don't want tight spaces. It makes them freak out. So where I have this kind of running in a straight line back over, only 16 feet, I'm going to angle it more out that way. I'm going to have to move some brush, which no big deal. But this will be kind of a triangular shaped home base this year. It'll run out in that direction. And especially since I have their house there, they need lots of room to kind of exit in a panicked fury like they will many times, and have running room before they hit electricity. A good idea is to have things to occupy them. So they'll spend a lot of time chewing on these rotten logs that are placed around. These are old cherry logs. They will have lots of fun digging grubs out of there and generally destroying these logs, which is just fine. So another very important thing is to be able to adjust on the fly. I got very paranoid about how close the fence was coming to the entrance of their house. So I made this thing a lot bigger. So now our perimeter goes all the way out here. I'm not sure how the pigs will, when they're big they'll be fine, but when they're piglets, I'm not sure how they're going to deal with all this brush. We're going to find out. I bet they'll like it. I just hope they don't decide to live in there. But comes all the way out here, goes all the way down behind these trees and back up. I'm going to move a lot of this brush to a large pile in the center to give them a nice big laneway all around the hog panels, so that there's never any pinch points or compression where they don't feel they have an escape away from the wire. I need them to hit the wire, get shocked, charge forward, realize it's a physical barrier, and then have plenty of room to back up. And once they do that, they'll be good out in the woods, which I'm excited to get them out into. But you have to be very adaptable. So it's good to have a nice space. I mean, I'm doing all this on less than 3 acres, 14 pigs, and that'll be more than enough room. But never have any tight spaces. Make everything roomy, spacious, and always give them an escape plan. One of the piglets has decided to come out and start testing the fence line. He got zapped once. I was hoping he would do it again so we could demonstrate what one little wire will do. No? Coming back, buddy? Let's try it one more time. There we go. Oh, see? See how he got under there? That's why you need a metal barrier on the other side. They will very quickly learn that the barrier, the wire, means business. But had he not hit that metal, he would have gone forward and out of the pen instead of back into it. So, thank you for demonstrating.